All right. Hello, guys. Good morning. Let me just actually hit record. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning market update for when is it for? For Friday, August the 17th of 2018. This is George Papazov from TRADEPRO Academy. And today we got some exciting stuff for you. Today we're actually going to do something a little bit different. So on these morning market updates, we traditionally give you guys the scoop and the inside of what's going to happen for the day, a little bit of update on the news, and then we go through and turn around and proceed to cut YouTube off and then run the rest of our trading room. Well, today I'm going to give you guys an exclusive one-day pass to our trading room, so we're not going to end the broadcast. So just to set a few guidelines here and expectations for you, we're going to run to about 11 a.m. Eastern, sometimes a little bit more if there's any trades that we're in or looking for towards that time frame. And so it's going to be fun. We're going to trade together in a group. I do want to preface it by saying this. Anything that you see in this trading room is not a trading recommendation. I think using somebody else's screen to trade your own money is outright inappropriate behavior. You worked hard for your money. You decide where the best place for it to go. So the disclaimer is this. This is not a signal service. In our trading room, we do not provide signals. Signals are for people who don't have confidence in trading themselves. So it's not to be taken as signals, to be taken as analysis. We'll give you good levels, good locations, good areas, good opportunities, and we'll keep you up to date on any news items that come up. You're going to hear three of us talk. It'll be myself, Victorio, who is our trader here at TRADEPRO Academy. He's going to talk a little bit more about NASDAQ, and then Steven, who's talking about oil. He runs our oil desk. So you're going to hear from all three of us throughout this broadcast. We do focus on a lot of analysis. We also like to have fun, and that's the truth. We're building a community around this, and so it's going to be some really fun stuff for you guys to experience. We have questions coming in through our Discord room, so when you hear me answering questions, they're coming in through our community chat for our members. For today, I'm also going to keep an eye out on the YouTube screen and be sure to answer those questions as well. Bear with me if I don't get to all of them. If you have to ask twice, please do. I'll get to it. Eventually, I'll answer them. I'll try to keep on top of it. But whenever I have trades going for myself as well, sometimes I'm a little less responsive. But you could see everything on the screen. So what you're going to see as I trade, I'm not the type of guy that's afraid to show the trades. I have my arrows on there. When I get long, you're going to see a blue arrow. When I sell, you're going to see a red arrow. And that's just how it goes. I'm transparent. And I've had really good days with the room and really bad days, and they've seen it all. And I think you guys could learn from even the bad days from me. So that's how I spin it as a positive. So let's get started. We got a great day ahead of us. Without further ado, I'm just going to get started on this morning market update. We're going to start with something similar. This morning, in terms of key earnings, we have NVIDIA down 10% on revenue drop from a lack of Bitcoin mining. As Bitcoin prices have dropped, mining has become a little less revenue and positive or less profitable. And for that reason, NVIDIA's video cards, which are used to actually mine cryptos and other currencies, Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies, they're down. Sales are down. So they're down 10%. In addition to that, Nordstrom's up 9% after raising fiscal year guidance in a sector of retail where retail stocks are struggling. Nordstrom's doing really well. And so Nordstrom stock is up, ticker symbol JWN. And that's all we got for earnings, key earnings overnight. Markets, as we're starting the day, Asian equities are green mostly across the board with the exception of China. And I'm going to tell you what's causing China to slump like this. So in Japan, the market's up 0.3%. Hong Kong's up 0.4%. China's down 1.34%. India's up 0.7%. The reason China's down is because the Chinese government is devaluing their yuan. Their yuan is the currency that they use. So what's happening here is the United States is imposing tariffs on China, which means that in order for them to export their product, they're going to have to pay a tariff. So what they're doing to save the consumer is they're reducing the value of their currency so the consumer pays cheaper for that good. So if there's a 10% tariff and they devalue their currency by 10%, that's a wash for the consumers, and they make up the price on volume. So this is what's happening in China. You have to know about this. This is the talk in a lot of professional trading desks around the world. China is devaluing their yuan, and that's sort of what ended up causing problems with the U.S. to begin with. The U.S. is pushing for a free-floating interest rate. not interest rate, free floating currency, whereas China currently has it fixed. The government sets the fix every evening at the beginning, or every morning in Asia, every evening in the Eastern time zone. All right, so that's why equities are getting hit when you devalue the currency. Looking in Europe at midday, London's down 0.2%, Paris is down 0.3, and Frankfurt's down 0.4 percentage point. So European equities are sliding a little bit today, but we had a really strong rally day yesterday. And from the beginning, from the open of the room, we were looking for the upside. All right, in the United States, Dow's down 0.1 percentage point, S&P's down 0.1 percentage point, Nasdaq's down 0.2 percentage point. So a little bit more drop in the technology sector. In the trading room, we watch the FANG index very closely. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. We've created our own FANG index. And in fact, we even have a YouTube video on it that I would highly recommend that you watch. All right, crude oil is today trading higher. Where's crude oil at? We got a swing trade on crude the other day. 66.18 is where it's at the moment. We had a swing trade on crude oil, and that swing trade has done incredibly well for just 2 days. We're considering, and today we're going to talk about that with Stephen, whether or not we should take off this position, what his thoughts are. More so get his thoughts, and then we decide what to do. Remember, this trading room that you're going to see today doesn't guarantee any results. All it is a forum for everybody to collaborate and think as a collective. Trading is still individual. None of what you see is a trade signal and or a call. Past performance not indicative of future results. Don't make me read the whole disclaimer. All right, gold's down 0.7%. Bitcoin's up 1%, hovering around the mid 6,000s. Today we're looking for a few things on the economic calendar. 10 a.m. is going to be a huge reporting cycle. We have consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. at the top of the hour, e-commerce retail sales at 10 a.m., leading indicators at 10 a.m. And so we have a threefold release at 10. So right after the opening bell at 9:30, you got about 30 minutes to read the sentiment, take some opportunities if they arise. But remember, at the top of the hour, you're going to see some news-driven volatility. All right, and then at 1 p.m., we have the Baker Hughes rig count. The Baker Hughes rig count is an indication of production out of the United States, oil production, shale and offshore drilling, and that's going to cause a move in the crude market for sure. So with this swing trade, my decision is, do I close it out before that report or not? It was a pretty little swing trade that we got. We picked pretty much a low, a few cents off the low on the drop on Wednesday, and today it's up a fair amount. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're looking at a few things in the markets. Stock futures are giving back some of their gains yesterday, mostly in reaction to the development that China and US are going to meet and potentially have trade talks. Turkey's lira was more than 3% lower, but is now up around 6% for the week. So the Turkish lira is seeing a little bit of an increase as well, which is a risk on sentiment, which moves positive correlation to equities. And Donald Trump said that the US will pay nothing for Turkey to release the detained American pastor. Dow and S&P are on pace for weekly gains of 1% and 0.3%, and Nasdaq's down just a little bit less than 0.5% for the week, now down 0.6%, considering it just dropped a little bit overnight. All right, guys, stocks that are weighing on the Nasdaq are Facebook and Alphabet, aka Google. So that's the morning update piece. Let's jump right into the chart. Let me turn the camera off because my face isn't going to help you trade better. Unless it does, then I'll keep it on. Let me just hide the camera though. And let's get into the screen. So you guys should be able to see the screen here. And let me pull out the handy dandy pen and we begin digging through this stuff. Oh man, no, that's not true. Okay, all right. I just read that comment. I figured you guys would say something if that's the case. Thanks, Marky. All right, guys, let's do our starter traditional analysis. This is the part that starts to get into what the member room does every single day. So yesterday we had, reviewing the trades we did yesterday, we had a little bit of chop off the open, and I only made the one trade to go green on equities. So that was a small trade, but to the right side, we were seeing a lot of bullish sentiment. Our target all along, remember we had a lot of inventory at 43 that we broke through, and then we drew a target for you up here around 51 to 54. And that's exactly where we got to yesterday in the regular US session before it puked lower and got right back to the open eventually overnight. So we rallied in the morning, reversed in the early afternoon, closed a little bit higher, but the overnight session took us right back to the open. So in today's session, we're going to remove this support level just because it's already played out. It was a resistance level rather. And now I'm going to tell you there's a heap ton of support right here around 34 to 37 on the SPOOs, and we've already hit it. So if we could work our way up above 45, you're going to see a lot of buy stops released. Potential target in today's session is right up here into this cluster around the 60s. We could have a bullish day. Now, I'll tell you this, there is also midday or intraday resistance at around 45. So I'll draw a small box here to kind of alert your attention to it. I think at the moment you're seeing a sell-off, but on very low volume because it was the overnight session. So as the market opens at 9:30 and the bell rings, I'm going to give it 5 to 10 minutes to read the sentiment, and I'm not going to rush into any positions. All right, what I'm going to do today is trade how you're supposed to trade. Be patient and take the opportunities that you got. All right, I'm going to wait for the opportunity. The question is, will we take out this low? If we sweep out the 34.75 low, I could see the S&P 500 ending into the 20s on a pretty big sell stop release. Right now, the pivot for the S&P 500 is, we're right at the pivot, 37.75. That provides you that much more support at that level, 37.75. So you're seeing some support here that we're trading off of. I think a little bit of upside today is going to be the right side, buying the dips behavior early on. And if we break these pivot levels and hold below them, then we're going to start shorting, looking for a fill of this low volume profile area here. Okay, that's what we got for the S&P 500. The target to the upside, the first resistance, R1's at 28.58. Realistically, if we do get bullish and we could take out some of this downside ascending trend line holding the resistance, then it's a buy stop release from shorts from yesterday and into these lows that are going to start covering, heading for these 58s. All right, I think this Turkish lira news that's been absorbed is now in there, and I think there's a ton of shorts stuck at 28.10 on a longer term time frame. Those shorts are going to beg for mercy as we get above 51, and we're going to squeeze them out. So look for a bullish move today. Now, all that is invalidated if we break below 37 and it starts to do this. Then you're going to start shorting, and it's going to want the downside. At the end of the day, higher probability to the upside, but if it pukes, we're going to be on board on the shorts. All right. That's what I got for you guys on the S&P 500. Now I'm going to send it over to Victorio, TRADEPRO Academy. He's going to cover the NASDAQ. So I'm going to throw him on here. Victorio. And he's going to talk to you about things. You ready, Vic, to talk about things? Over to you, good sir.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, YouTube. It's good to have you all in the room, and let's get right into this. So I'm going to share my screen here. Can they hear me on YouTube?
Yeah, they can. You're good.
Perfect. So this is what the NASDAQ kind of looks like here. We got the footprint right here that I'm circling. You can see consolidation with a push higher pre-market. Let's jump into these pivots before we go into the 10 tick right here. Sentiment pre-market is a little more bearish. We're coming into S1 right here. S1's at 73.51.5. We're trading 73.65 3/4, about 14 points away from the S1. So it wouldn't be uncharacteristic for NASDAQ to come and test that level. Pivot right at these 73.93s. Again, this is a pretty tight range for NASDAQ. It can move a lot throughout the day, about a 40-point range right here. We can see it bounce around here. If we do break the S1, bearish sell stops could come and flood out into the 7300s. That's where support is around the S2. Coming into the 10 tick right here on NASDAQ, you can see that we bounced off the pivot a few times overnight, came down, nice support levels formed, and then now we're trying to push lower here on increasing volume. You can see right here, this downside has a lot of volume to it. Support at these 73.62s, and then down at these 55s, ultimately at the S1. We'll see how that cracks. If it does break through it in one fell swoop, we could push a lot lower, but I don't see that happening. NASDAQ usually tests a level like the pivot or the S1 or R1 a few times before breaking it. So we're going to have to wait until the open and see how that plays out. So watch volume on the open, inventory on the open. So far, the inventory on the ladder is to the downside. Did you notice that the oil inventory is very thin? Yeah. When's the contract rollover?
It's coming up. The rollover is next week, I believe.
Isn't it option expiry today?
Today is, yeah, that's a good point. Today's
Oh,
options expiry
damn.
date as well. So you're going to see some volatility.
Good
Yeah,
data stream on YouTube.
good job, Vicky. See, that's why I have more than one person here. And I always surround myself with people that are smarter than me. That way I always look
Oh.
great. So Victoria mentioned really good points. Options expiry date today. So you're going to see more volatility towards the closeout of the session. So I'll tell you one thing, in option expiry days, they're choppier a little bit. They're not as trendy. So take profits quicker and trade a little bit smaller today would be my advice. Vicky, we're good to go?
Yeah, hand it over to Steven.
Yeah,
For
good
some
work,
oil
brother.
analysis.
All right, so here's something fun that we do every morning. We we bet on Steven's shirt color. It just started one day and we keep going. So I'm betting on a black shirt today.
I'm going blue again.
You're going blue? Steven says green, Steven H. Orange says Bob, and I'm guessing our boy Ben from the UK is going to go with purple again, or pink. It ain't going to be pink, Benny boy. Steve is wearing a tie today. I give you zero chance that he's wearing a tie.
Wearing a tie. Like we do in the office, non-casual Fridays.
Yeah.
Since every day we're in.
Let's bring the guy in. Let's see what we got here. Somebody's going to win. Unless he's not wearing a shirt. Skin tone.
Man,
Crimson, damn it.
if I had a tie,
Crimson.
I would have run and gotten it right then.
If I had a tie.
just to be freaky, but it's all the way in the back of the house.
No time to run for it. Don't throw the
time to
bet,
run
Steven.
for it. Good morning, boss. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today?
Good, brother.
Great,
Yourself?
how are you?
Doing all right. So, oil traders, we've been grinding up since we kind of bottomed out some time ago, and we have a pivot sitting at 65.24, which puts us up at R1 65.73, R2 66.01. We're currently trading. We opened at 66.21, and we're currently trading in the 24 range. So we are significantly above the pivot and above both resistant levels. So there's a lot of energy in this market, no pun intended. And what that means is that our technicals are up. We're trading significantly above the VWAP, which is down here. The Globex session VWAP is down here at 65.75. So today we will be looking to buy dips as long as our technicals are staying green. Those are our trend indicators. So right now there's been fairly good volume except for this one little puke right here. Most of the volume has been to the upside. So we'll be buying dips. The next dip will probably come about in this 14 to 16 area. Just want to reiterate what the boss has said, that anytime those of you who are on YouTube and you're new to what we're doing here, anytime you hear us talk about levels, we are simply discussing for educational purposes trades that could be placed. We are not recommending anything. We are not giving out signals. We don't do that. We simply want to help everybody be the best trader they can possibly be in a positive environment. And so I'm going to be looking to buy dips in oil. Those dips are going to probably be in this 14, 16, 17 range, somewhere in here. I'll keep you posted. Back to you, boss.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that that update, and good points there, Steven, as well. I'm going to reiterate same thing just Steven just said. If you ever go to a proprietary trading company and you sit at a desk in between two traders, and you consider yourself to be very lucky if you could do that, because they don't let people in, and you listen to them talk, they're going to talk the way that we talk to each other, but you're never going to hear one person say, hey, bro, should I get in? If you ask that, and if I'm the risk manager of that prop firm, you're automatically fired. Why would I let you ask trader A what to do if I could just give him your money, get him to do it for himself, right? So that's kind of how it is. What we've created here is a professional work environment for traders, by traders, and that's all it is. Steven, thanks for the update. On that oil trade that we did on Wednesday, Steven, I want to mention that to you. We got the 64.66. Up a little, and we're kind of right into R2, thinking that at some point we should start thinking about taking some profit, or even, I didn't get the second contract in there though. I was looking for it yesterday. What are your thoughts? Think we go above this R2?
Are you talking about the You talking about the options play or the futures play?
Well, I did both, right? I got into the USO.
Right. So the USO, I want to see what the open is today. That position we took out in the Januaries, so we've got a ton of time. I would be inclined to hold. I'm looking for 70 plus on the USOs because I think given what's going on, especially the fact that the Iranian sanctions are going to hit oil in November. I think the odds of us moving, it's not going to be a straight line. The odds of us moving into higher oil, $70, $72 oil, it's pretty much a no-brainer. So I'm going to hold the USOs for that. As far as the options play, you got the 65-60s. You're supposed to enter. It was 64-60s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 64-60.
So you were supposed to get in. You were supposed to hit in again in these 65-40s, weren't you?
Yeah, that was the idea. I mean, I was looking for 67 to begin with, but I bought the September contract, which expires on the 21st. So that's
your target on that on the future play is 67 in September.
The goal was to get that 67, but we're pretty much there.
I get paid. I mean, I'd find a spot today. I mean, we're above R2. If we punch on up, I mean, we could consolidate, but if you target 67, I mean, you're mostly there. And with a September expiry.
That's a good point. What I'll do is hold the US call options that we got, and then
hold the USOs because we still got plenty of time, and we got some new stuff that's going to be going on. And remember, if Iran the sanctions go on Iran, some of that's already priced in, but there is still question about whether it's actually going to be done or not. And I suspect it is, and when it is, then I think that they're going to you're going to see a pretty significant bump.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's good. That confirms with what I was looking to do. I'm going to take it today because, I mean, next Tuesday, you're going to see a lot of rollover volumes. It's going to get a little bit more volatile in the September contracts. I'm just going to take the profit. I'll close it out with you guys live. How about that? I'm going to just look for a good level. What's that? Yeah, we'll see how right now crude oil is holding quite a bit of a bid. You could see some sell imbalance right here on 6 contracts, and that's it. Everything else, nothing. You're seeing buy imbalances. You're seeing these easy levels climb up. Point of controls holding here. A lot of inventory. These white boxes to the upside means there's inventory, and price gravitates towards it. Yeah, inventory is a magnet, so it's pulling it up. I'm gonna look see if we get a breakout here.
Wait, so Steven, what do you know why the ladder is so thin?
I'm looking at the V is starting to populate pretty well. So today's options expiry, and a lot of traders, that's the day that they go ahead and shift their contracts. Okay. So I've got the U on the chart, but I mean, as far as the ladder goes, are you looking at the U or the?
The U's.
Yeah, so on the CLU right now, you got a lot of single digits, but if you go to the V's, you'll see that everything's double digit. So might be time to switch over and trade the V's today, just to have touch more volume.
Yeah, there we go. That's
you got double digits on the V's.
Yeah, I mean, the rollover usually happens a Thursday before expiry, so most people rolled by this point into the future.
Right, but you the futures play you have is on the U, right?
It's actually it's on the U. It's on the September, so I
gotta get don't get to watching the V pricing and close the U contract based on the V pricing.
No. Thanks for the heads up.
Ask me how I know about that.
Oh, I know. Experience, man. Nothing beats that.
You got too much experience under your belt there, Steven.
Yeah, all the bad stuff you're not supposed to do, I've done.
Well, that's how you learn, right?
Exactly.
That's how you learn. Lance on YouTube, CFO. It's not a CFD. USO is an ETF, and it trades on the exchange. It's an exchange traded fund, and it mimics the price of oil. The problem is it's a little more gappy for day trading and short-term strategy. It's better for longer-term plays. If you're going to day trade, you definitely want to day trade the futures on oil. There's a lot more liquidity and volume and opportunities to get in now. whereas USO gaps a lot because it trades on the US hours, but a lot of oil moves happen in the Asian and European sessions as well. So just to answer your question. All right, guys, we'll give you a few minutes. Typically in this room, we give everyone 5 minutes before the open to settle in, do some meditation, get into the zone, get into the winning mindset. And we're not trying to win. What was it, Marky?
Trying to dominate.
We're trying to dominate. That's the business we're in. We'll see you guys at 9:30. We'll give you a bit of a pause here.
$6.33 and the dollar lira exchange rate reverse course now. Should be 5.75 on the dollar lira exchange rate reverse course now above 6 as the lira looking to break a string of 4 consecutive up days. U.S. Treasury markets are holding in positive territory. The 10-year of 2 ticks, the 2 10-year spread below 25 basis points.
Just about 10 seconds till the open here, everyone.
Here comes opening bell.
Oh, look at oil go.
Oil's on a nice rip.
Well, I'm
gotta
looking
switch.
at the V's, so I don't know. The V's are at the 65.70s. There's that opening bell.
Okay, guys, we got the opening bell. Let me go to equities and give you a little bit of a overview here. So the S&P 500 just opened at, what was the opening price? Opened at 39.25. Overnight low is 35. Overnight high is 49. So you got quite a range. You got 14 points of overnight range, and the volume traded so far was 195,000 contracts on the S&P 500. So it's decent volume on a relatively narrow range considering the last couple of days. So on this open, we want to give it a couple minutes to just kind of absorb and see what the price action is doing. Right now, you're seeing inventory on the S&P to the upside. What do we mean by that? When you look at the ladder, you could see you got a couple 400s at 40, 75, 41. And nothing the downside. It's all 300s. You're not seeing a lot of inventory on this open, and that means I think it's going to be a little bit of chop early on. You got 475 at 36.5, and then you got 400s up top, 500s up top. So it's a pretty balanced market. Let's give it a few minutes.
Inventory downside on NASDAQ here. If it comes back into the open, maybe VWAP, low 60s, a few rotation around that area, print some sell and bounce could be a decent sell opportunity if it doesn't clear this inventory to the downside.
Nice, Nazi. You got the open on Naz.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
First time, or no, second or third time this week. It printed.
All traders, we've printed a new high on the, I'm going to track the U contract. You're going to have better volume on the V's, but because we've got positions open on the U's, I'm going to stick with the U's until we've exited that position.
Probably a good call.
A new high, session high of 66.39. Going to look for some sort of a little bit of a pullback on this pattern, probably something in the, I don't think we're going to get the mid-teens. If we got to mid-teens, I don't know that we want them anymore. Probably looking for something in the low 20s, 22 to 24. A little more aggressive entry would be the 26, 27s.
Steven, did you look at the chart? Before you said that, I drew that box. That's funny. I'm looking at the same thing. 20 is the point of control up to 24, 25. Nice.
You do that before I said that?
Yeah, yeah.
Get out of my head, dude. Get out of my head.
You got to kick me out, man. I'm intrusive.
No, I'm very comfortable with you being up in there.
We got a nice little buy stop run forming out here in NASDAQ, pushing into these low 60s. A few rotation around this area would be a decent selling opportunity back into the overnight low. Yeah, inventory to the downside, guys.
What are you two generally expecting out of equities today?
I could see some downside opening up.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an early morning, maybe sell off and then recover in the afternoon.
Yeah, into the close. There you go. Inventory clear to the downside here in NASDAQ.
Last couple of Fridays have been bearish, though. And this is what we mean when we say we're looking to buy dips. I'm not going to be buying dips all day. It's starting to look bearish. Look at this. Bids are getting hit.
I don't know if you want to buy any of this.
1,000 contracts down at 35 on the S&P. Don't be buying that. Yeah. I'm going to actually look for a potential short up in these 39, 39 halves. So draw a box for you guys.
Oh, massive inventory downside, but NASDAQ just touched its S1. I could short back into these mid 50s.
I'm going to try this short at 39. There's 700 at 40 even on the spoos and 999 at 35. So we're going to get down there. Just question, where do we short it?
Isn't that always the question?
That's always the question.
Yeah, where do you get in?
I think around 39 half.
Oh, it's going to clear that 140 downside. Just cleared it. Pushing lower under the S1 here. Pretty
I
bearish.
like the 39 half if it gets there. 39 would be a little more aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, they would. And I mean, if it's going to break, it's going to break. So I got
Fat
mine.
lots in the 35 even in there.
Yeah, I sprinkled a few, Steven. Like you said, I sprinkled a few lots around.
Sprinkled a few lots around between 39 and 40.
Yeah, exactly. One at 30 at 75.
Watch out. Buy stop. I'm going to come out here on NASDAQ, take out these late shorts. After that push lower, we'll see how this VWAP holds mid-high 50s. Consolidating around that area right now. Inventory heavy to no side. We've got...
Wow, I got filled on that 39. That's pretty incredible.
You got filled on the 39?
One lot, yeah.
What the heck?
This thing might want to go, Steven. We might want to see if...
Yeah, careful to the downside. We just had a nice...
Why don't you educate on scratch trading real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Never.
Get your credit cards out. I'll tell you. Stretching. Hang on one second. I think I'm gonna put my offers down to 38 quarter, 38 half, so you can see I have two down up there.
Was scratching it? Or taking quick profit?
Stretching. I want to add into it. See if we can break.
Oh,
It's looking bearish, guys. This thing wants to drop. You got 999 at 35.
I think NASDAQ has a little buy stop run coming out on it. Inventory just showed up downside.
So the thing that Steven was mentioning, guys, scratching trades, is the concept of being able to get into a trade and then get out of it without a loss or a small loss. And what that does is allows you an opportunity to build confidence, because if you get in and out with minimal losses, you're not going to be scared to trade. So scratching trades is a really good exercise for professional traders. That's
115 sitting up at the 58s, just cleared NASDAQ, pushing higher.
Just went on a rip.
Yeah. Buy stop run, man.
Little head fake. See, I knew those 40s are coming because you got 700 up there.
Gotta watch out here.
Yeah, I agree. Starting to turn a little bit.
Careful on the short side. If you see a few rotations, could be a decent shorting opportunity, but if it keeps ripping like this, just get out of the way.
Yeah.
Open coming out NASDAQ 66 half. About 3 points away.
She's thin today, guys. Careful.
I know.
Very thin on this ladder.
Get paid quickly. Correlation starting to tick higher. Bonds dropping off a little. There's that pressing open. Inventory upside.
All right, it's a pretty bullish move. We're gonna have green off the morning session. Next level, you could look for a buy is 39 to 40. See how we just flipped the bias? Who cares? You know, if you keep wanting to short, you're gonna lose all your money.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be right, or you want to be profitable?
Exactly. Coming into session highs here, NASDAQ. Watch a few rotations around these 60s down to the VWAP, these 58s maybe. You get a few rotations down there, some nice green buy and bounce printing on the rotations, you could buy it.
I like these 39 halves, 39 evens for potential long. What's oil up to, Steve-O?
So just printed a 66.39.
Okay, so pulled back a bit.
And it's pulled back a bit to the 22s. So this is actually a viable level.
What was the high on the session?
It is 66.39. It just posted
6639.
at 9:29.
Past the open NASDAQ. Printed new high.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Coming into view upside. I think we got some bullishness coming out here. Look at that, man. Talked about NASDAQ coming in to touch the S1
Yeah.
and then pushing higher.
What was S1 on NASDAQ?
51. It was
Oh,
like
man.
10 points away.
That's crazy.
And I just wish I had a liquidity zone somewhere around here.
On Spruce or oil.
Well, if only I had a liquidity zone.
He wants a liquidity zone.
A lick pool. Give him a lick
Yes.
pool.
I want a lick pool.
125. Massive inventory upside, guys. About to clear. Oh, we've got some bullishness into this.
A little head fake on that open to the
I
downside.
know, right?
No, for real.
There goes my bearish sentiment.
It's loud.
Let's see what we got here.
You guys remember top of the hour, we got some news items waiting for us, 3 of them. So we'll cover that when it gets a little bit closer to it. But
Equities news, yeah.
yeah, it's mostly equity driven.
Not that many rotations here. That guy can't get in on this.
If anybody trades Brent, you need to get a heads up. There's this rumor of another strike at on the North Sea, at total North Sea, starting on Monday.
Wow.
Monday fun day.
Yeah, it's gonna move. That'll move Brent if it happens.
NASDAQ inventory still upside.
I picked up this 22 on oil, Steven. I'm going to give it a shot. I think that we're holding the open. Stop will be below the open for sure, somewhere around 66.
66 what?
66 even, 20 cents below. I'm just kidding.
No, don't do that.
No, I got 11
To
ticks.
be honest with you, on the technicals, you put your stop at about 16.
Yeah,
66.16.
I'm sitting at 13.
16, because if it punches 66.16, then that will have broken the cycle.
We got bullish equities, and that's going to spill.
You can actually get by with a 6-point risk.
We ran into those resistances at these 80s NASDAQ and bounced right off.
If you guys want to try along on S&P, I think the upside is the right side. You see volume come in, and it's a pretty accelerated move to the upside. You had 999 contracts on the downside, and nothing happened, which means we're probably going to run this thing up. Good long level will be around 41 to 41.
Watch this sell stop run here coming out.
Has
NASDAQ, yeah. Too many longs accumulated. Red sell and bounce on the way down. Came into support. We'll see how the support holds. Pretty well. Inventory downside though.
Come on, Crudilla. Don't be cruel.
72 at these 70 quarters. Are you still on the U, Steven?
I am looking at the U because the boss has an open position in the U, and until he closes that out,
Ooh.
my
Gentleman.
loyalty to the boss requires that I watch over his stuff.
I tell you what, Steven, I'm going to sell this right now. Actually, to be honest with you, as you were saying, I was thinking about it. I think it's run its course. I'm happy with 2-day gain of 1,400 on one contract. Let me just get in there and just dump it.
Yeah, you got $1.40, right?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, $1.40 is good enough for me. Sell it. There you go. Filled at 66.16.
It's like a bad day for Steven.
Close out that swing trade long. I still got the use. Let me
Yeah.
cancel my stop.
You got the 16. You got $1.56.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad for overnight. I mean, if you think about calculate the risk when you include the overnight margin, it's still not a bad ROI.
Exactly. And I have the USOs still running. So
Do you pay the commish when you enter and when you exit, or is just one on interactive?
what's that? Sorry.
You pay the commish like only when you enter, or like both ways?
Both ways. So they'll split the.
They'll split in half.
Yeah.
Split it. That's how AMP does it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they want to get their money before you go down. They don't want to go down in flames with you, Victoria.
Well, the commission for any broker is usually per side, right? But we in the business we call it a RT round turn. So whatever you
Yeah,
pay
that's
both
what.
ways.
Yeah.
So you're out of the U, so I can go to the V, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
oil traders, starting right now, 9:43, we'll be using the V contract for the rest of the session today. Level on the Vs, buy level was just happened a couple minutes ago. It looks like into the lower mid 50s, the 54.
No buy and bounce on these green candles. It's no good.
All right, I switched to the Vs. Steven, what about you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to the V contract, CLV8.
Inventory downside about to get cleared. NASDAQ. See how these 70s hold out.
CLEV8 for those of you that want to move over. CLEV8 is the symbol for October oil.
Correlations pushing
On
low.
market delta, if you're using Thinkorswim, it's /CLV8 on TOS. You still buying the 40 half 3/4 in spoos?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I put 41 quarter, 41 even, 40 75. I just gonna do 3 lots. Not a big trade, but it's Friday. On options expiry, this thing could be a mess. It could be a chop mess.
You don't want to get Ginsued.
Definitely not. Let's
Inventory
follow
downside.
equities here. I want to pull up the FANG index.
Yeah,
And
do that. I was just about to say.
bang. I'm gonna get a gong. You know those gongs that you ring with like a mallet, and it'll say FANG. FANG. Don't you try to stop me, Steven. I'm doing it.
I would.
Oh, Bob. All right,
Hey,
so
Bob. Here's Bob.
That's funny. FANG is trading at pretty much where it opened up. Actually, it's opening, it's winding around the open on FANG. The correlation leader right now is Apple. Apple's pushing some highs while other stocks are weak.
Pushing higher.
Yeah, Apple's on highs, session highs. So we're looking at, it's a gray line up here. Netflix, Google, Facebook, Amazon, they're all kind of weaker. Facebook is the weakest, Apple's the strongest. Those are your correlations.
Inventory downside clearing here. Just past the open.
Let's have a gander at this Turkish lira. Curious to see what's happening there.
A gander.
The gander.
I want a gander.
There's a short opportunity coming out here in NASDAQ.
This thing's a little dicey today.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar index selling off. Should give a little bit of bullishness to commodities and equities alike. We look at Turkish lira, USD, TRY. Remember when it was going down, somebody said it should be USD, CRY.
Yeah, exactly.
The lira is looking pretty bullish here on an intraday chart. Some accumulation going on around these 610s. The lira is pretty much correlated to equities at this point because the fear is contagion, right? If this lira keeps crashing, then what else can happen, etc. So I keep an eye on it once in a while. Not really a huge opportunity. It's more of a correlation market than one that you would trade. Look at FANG stocks. Facebook keeps getting hit.
Kai, did you see the Walmart earnings?
How'd they come out? No, I didn't.
Oh, jeez Louise, they crushed it. Walmart
Yeah.
was up like 10%.
Wow.
It's like, dang.
I'm reading that book by Sam Walton that he wrote. It's really good, man. You guys strongly recommend it. Jeff Bezos makes every one of his employees read that book when they join Amazon.
You could have, if you'd have got those Walmart 99s, 98, 99s, 6x your money for your
Damn.
earnings to post.
You were saying they had some crazy splits, right?
Yeah, crazy splits.
Looking for some potential upside here, equities.
I mean, that level that we drew pretty much held to the T. Look at these 41s. You see it come down to VWAP and it's consolidating around here. Now we got to get a little bit of a drive higher above 42 quarter on S&P because you got quite a bit of volume that accumulated right around 42 even quarter. That should act as resistance. So there is buy stops if we go 42 half and positive.
Hey, you're up 7 cents on your SOs.
Woohoo. What am I going to do with all that money?
Oh, buy Reese something nice.
All right. I'll ship it over. Hopefully I can find something that ships for a penny so I could.
Well, do it a Prime free shipping or something.
I'm in Canada, man. We don't do that stuff. Prime doesn't like us.
They don't do Prime in Canada?
They do, but it's just. Nope. They do, but it's still a little more expensive. I'm a Prime member.
Looking like we got some downside opening up here, equities. After that push higher. I gotta see how these rotations hold down.
Yeah, Fang's
Count on me to
trading.
rain on our parade.
What's that?
So I always count on Victoria to rain on our parade. Just about the time I want to get long. Oh, Victoria coming to the downside.
Well, so you have a look at these Fang stocks. Victoria trades a lot of NASDAQ, and
It's
Fang
pushing
is,
higher, isn't it?
it's actually not. Fang is on, look at this on the screen. It's near lows.
Oh.
And all these stocks are literally getting hammered. Everything on Fang is getting hammered except Apple. Apple, for some reason, is still catching a bid. So here's a correlation trade. If you're an equity trader, you could short Apple for a catch down move, buy some puts on it for a day trade opportunity, or you could just keep an eye out on NASDAQ and make a play on that. But it's starting to break down. Everything's
Things bouncing around here.
pushing lower on Fang stocks.
Well, traders, if you got those low 50s, moving stops up to scratch +1. I'm not really convinced that we're going to continue to rally on up. And price action has moved below the technicals. So while we are still in an upward trend, price action is dictating that we're going sideways now. That being said, if I can take a dime off of this, because I got 11-cent boop, so I'm going to grab that 62 if I can get it.
Hey, Steven, I scratched that long on the spoos. Just a heads
Oh, you
up.
did?
Yeah.
I was
Big drop coming out.
trading oil. I didn't get a chance to get over there.
Nice, yeah. So when you said what is a scratch, this is a good opportunity to explain it. Scratch means
Yeah,
you got
so
in, you gave it a chance. I'm looking at Fang puking. All right, look at Fang's going down. All stocks are kind of trading lower, and I'm long equities. So the danger in that move is that equities sell off, and I'm long. So this gave me the disqualification of my trade. If it goes up right now 10 handles, I'm not going to be angry because I saw risk, and the risk was Fang dropping lower, and Victoria's trying to get short. So, and I'm sitting here long. So I'm like, it'll be worth it if I scratch this. I scratch the trade.
So you were long and got nervous.
Pretty much. Exactly. If you're long and getting nervous, then as a short, you start getting excited.
Exactly. Come on, Crudell. Like, good grief. Flipping film me or something. She's just hovering right at my take profit.
Oh man, nice short. Didn't film either. It's getting choppy over here. I think we're due for a break. And there it comes.
Break out or break up?
Break down.
Break down.
Oh, so I should just hit a bid?
We already came out on NAS here.
If it was any other day right now, Steven, then option expiry on a Friday, I'd probably be shorting this. It looks like it tried to go up, broke down. It's kind of a chop today.
And maybe you want to talk about that for our YouTube friends. Talk about the choppy. First of all, let me just ask you this question. When we say a market is choppy, what exactly do we mean?
Good question. It just means like, that's what it means.
Huh?
Yeah. You got it, Steven? Any other questions? No,
Profound.
chop just means that it goes up and goes down, and it's basically moving within a range. It looks like it's going to break out to one side, and then it goes right back up, stops out. Basically, gives some shorts some hope, runs up, takes their stop, gets you excited for a long, gets you stuck at the top, runs down, takes your stop. So chop is basically a range that it just oscillates between, and those are the worst in terms of trend trading. And right now, chop is generated by the fact that the market goes down a couple points. Some option trader uses that as an opportunity to rebalance, might buy the future, sell the futures, and there's no way to predict that, because on any other day you could say, look, there's a lot of sell inventory downside, but if you got an option portfolio, it doesn't matter. You might have to actually buy the futures to offset an option position. So basically everyone's hedging delta, neutral positions, gamma. It's a bit of a mess. So what I'm saying in today's session is take profit quicker and scratch your trades quicker as well. So take your profit and losses quicker, trade smaller size, and don't be looking for no 10-point moves. Say you get 2-3 handles, you freaking pop champagne.
Look at this thing continue dropping, inventory downside.
Dwayne said it right, or sit on your hands. You know, that's also a great point. Dwayne, do nothing. I always tell this to traders, just because you're not in a trade doesn't mean you're not a trader. In fact, not being in a trade sometimes is the best trade to take. And that's really important psychologically. We just broke the open on S&P.
The dollar index on the lows of the day here, about 25 minutes into the trading session for stocks. Dollar index is down.
Big inventory downside coming out NASDAQ.
The euro was session high back above 114 and 114.60.
See, but this weak dollar, it should actually help equities and oil go up.
I'm out. Unpaid oil traders.
Chip space, well, the Dow was down 10 and the S&P is down about 2.
Dime,
Small caps down 0.25%, and the Russell and the transports are flat.
dime's good enough today. Dime at a time.
I think so, Steven.
3 ticks to the 10-year, and 10-year get down a basis point. The 2 10-year spread remain below 25 basis points.
Let's see if there's that inventory. Remember at 35, we had 999 contracts. If that inventory is still down there, we're going to go. That's the overnight low.
Oh, so I should just hit a bid.
I mean, now I'm looking to the short side. I had a long, I scratched it. Had a short, stopped, long, scratch. So basically right now I'm 1 loser, 2 scratches. And that's the important thing, Steven. You asked a gold question today. You said, talk about scratching, getting out of a trade quickly. If I had not scratched, those trades would have been losers. So I would have had 3 losses, and that's a bad start to a day. But 1 loss and 2 scratches is nothing.
You'd had 3 full stop losers, right?
Exactly. And trading is not about making a lot of money. It's about not losing so you could have a chance to make some.
You have to be capitalized to make money.
It is a choppy day.
Chop suey.
40 quarter looks like it's sellable.
Yeah, I was looking at that 240 quarter, 40 half, 41 maybe even. This support now is becoming resistance. Let me just extend it out.
Although it is building an up move on the chart.
I would probably just say neutral on S&P. I wouldn't really do anything yet.
Yeah. Actually, you could say that you could put a breakout buy limit at 40 half.
Yeah, but then an option expires, it's going to go 40 half, 40, 75, 41, back down 2 handles.
I think I was going to run some stops to the upside here.
I don't know.
Oh, look at it go. Look at that. Breakout.
Yep.
The open price was 39 quarter, guys, and that was down here. So we basically broke the open, but we broke it. You see these green little numbers? That's the open right there. I'll make this yellow. Those green numbers indicate that there's aggressive buying. So we get down to the open and you got a whole bunch of aggressive buyers that prop that open and hold it. So usually if you're going to break an open, it doesn't just go through it and go down. What ends up happening is breakout traders short below the open, they get stopped out and then we go down. So right now I could give you guys the theory for shorting 41s right where we're at now. And I could also tell you to buy them around 40 on the way down. So that puts me on the outside looking in. I'm just going to watch this chop by itself. Switching to crude. Maybe there's a little more opportunity there.
You need to, I don't know if you made notes or whatever,
Maybe.
but if you switch to the V contract, the open on the V of the pit session was 65.61.
Yeah, that's right. 65.61. Overnight high was 67.
Right. So make the note of the different open levels so you understand where you're at in the process of the day.
Absolutely. I mean, you should be trading September, Steven. You nailed that on the head because the September contract rather is 12,000 volume right now traded, and
I usually roll sometimes the week of option expiry.
Yeah, that's a good.
I think that's when most professional traders roll out.
Yeah, it's usually the week before. Exactly. On equities, it's the Thursday before the next week expiry, so it's a week and a day out. On oil, it's probably the week. Not probably, it is the week before.
Yeah, it's pretty much the week before. Nobody wants to get caught.
No, exactly. And
Look
low
out for
liquidity.
all puke. We're starting to build a downward cycle. We're starting to build a downward momentum. If you want to break out, you probably put a sell limit in the 45 area. We'll catch a breakout if it's going to be a serious puke.
And down on top there, I'm going to be Michigan sentiment preliminary expected at 98, prior was 97.9. It's got a leading index for July expected 3.4%.
Top of the hour, guys. We got news coming. When there's a news event, if I have a position on, I ask myself, am I at a place that if I get stopped out, it's a profitable trade? If I'm just getting in and I'm around the break-even level, I'll scratch before news. If I'm in a trade and I'm green and I could move my stop to a guaranteed profit, I'll do that. And if the report is big enough, then I won't. I'll just close it with a profit. It just depends. Michigan sentiment, I wouldn't be opening positions before, to be perfectly honest with you. That can actually make
Let's
move.
see how shape suit.
So these are going to move equities
It's
then.
on the ladder, yeah. Ladder's spinning out.
It's a miss, bearish number. Pretty big miss, actually. Leading index beats.
That's gonna drop. We're not gonna react at all.
Expectations of the next 87.3 is not prior to that 95.3 below 98 expectation for Michigan.
Yeah, we're hovering right at the open on SPOOs. There's that yellow line. You guys see it? I told you the first time through is not going to break it and hold. It breaks, gets people short, takes their stop, goes down.
Saying that 6% slipped to its lowest level since last September. The decline concentrated on the households in the bottom third of the income distribution.
Did you guys hear that?
What did they say?
Lowest number in Michigan consumer sentiment since September of last year.
Burton's say buying conditions for large households are both staying at the lowest level in nearly 4 years.
Marcus don't really give a crap, huh?
Home buying conditions were viewed less favorably in early August than any time in the past 10 years. Home prices judged less favorably than any time since 2006.
All traders, all's building a technical puke.
No,
Sell
looks like he
limit
wants to push higher.
47, 48 sell limit to catch a breakout trade.
I'm looking for a long here in equities, guys. This open just held.
Did you ever peek that inventory down at 37?
We didn't get a look at it.
Look at that. Run higher.
Don't you have some sort of proprietary thing where you can actually open up and look at the numbers that we can't see?
I wish. It'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
That'd be helpful.
All right, here's the conundrum on an equity long. Your open is at 39 quarter, and if you're gonna get in long, your stop has to be below there. So the question is, buy it here, you know, are you gonna be able to withstand that? I'm trading smaller size today, so
Yeah, inventory to the upside here, NASDAQ.
I think this is a good buying area here, Steven, for S&P.
What's Fang doing?
Fang stocks are
Digging the 40s.
holding their lows, but look at this. Apple's starting to sell off. Fang's trying to hold some of these lows, Vic. They're getting some green bars, but volume's weak. So
Inventory downside.
chop fest today. That's what we got. And I think we're doing pretty good considering it with chop fest. Here comes crude. Down we go to. Are you doing the V's now, Steven? You are, right?
Yeah, I've moved to the V's now that you cleared out the U's. The U position.
Inventory downside right under this view.
Here we go.
This one.
All right, oil breakout traders. If you sold that, move your stop to the 52 level. You don't need to put on a ton of risk. And if you sold the 47, I'm telling you, a dime is good enough. If you can get it.
Dime at a time. S&P's trading at the open. S&P's trading at the open.
Yeah, we'll see NASDAQ's inventory kind of building to the downside, but holding nice support down here. A few rotations.
Dante, are you trading big size? Did you reduce your size today? No? No to big size or no to reducing?
Inventory downside 62, so nice 51s.
Okay, no to big size. Okay. It's chop, man. Give it a few minutes. Let it settle down. It's a chop fest right now. Oh.
It's gonna clear these. Doesn't clear these. This inventory down at these 51s. We're gonna push higher. Buy stop run coming out.
The comments from next to Congress, hard to respond to your reporter's question, saying that there are still several more items that must still be resolved in regards to the NAFTA talks. I'm hopeful that it can still happen in a very few days.
You still want to get long this spruce?
Yeah. Just 1 second, because you got 600 now at 37. I'm seeing a flash down there.
All right, oil traders, on this next roll down, just kind of trail your stop with it. If you sold the 47, then you're going to want to get a dime if you possibly can. But I go ahead and move my stop to scratch plus 2, so stops to 45 now.
I just hit the 43, hit the bid.
Comes the dime. Come on, Cordella, that'll be cool. There we go. There's the dime. I'm up.
Good work.
Man,
I'm telling you, I'm taking it fast. I'm taking it fast today because, first of all, this market's turning. So these are like counter trend fades regardless of direction.
Look at that drop. Egg inventory to the downside got cleared.
Victoria, did you just interrupt me with NASDAQ information when I was trying to tell you about oil?
Yeah, of course. My bad.
You ain't got much couth for Persian Prince. Dante, a scratch plus is, I will oftentimes, when I do an oil trade, I usually do like a 918 bracket. I have a 9-tick stop loss and an 18-tick take profit. So what'll happen is I get a price movement, and I don't want to keep the full amount of risk on the trade. So I'll move the stop to either the price I bought or sold it at, or 1 tick or 2 ticks profitable, so that the worst thing that can happen to me is that I only made 2 ticks. And what that does is that takes the risk up off of that trade. It happens when I've gotten in a position because the market's trending in one direction and all of a sudden it looks like it might not be going my direction. So if that makes sense.
I tried that short with you guys. I got it late though. I got the 43 and I covered at 38, 5 cents, whatever. It's not moving that much.
That's okay. You got a nickel, right?
Yeah. Shiny nickel. What do you think about the 45 on the way up, Steven, for a short? 48, 45.
The next level is the 45, 44, 46, 44, 46. Yeah. To the numbers.
Bless you, buddy. What's that?
A buy stop run coming out here, NASDAQ. Gonna flood these late shorts here.
Sell the 39 quarter level to 39 to 38.75. I think SPOOs are gonna.
They're gonna drop more.
Yeah, there's more coming.
Where is it? NASDAQ bottoming out. Watch out. Up into these high 40s. See some consolidation there, short it.
It's not an easy day, to be honest with you
Not
guys.
at all.
It is a Friday OPEX option
Yeah,
expiry.
it didn't even come back to the 42s, did it? The 42s even go bid?
No.
Yeah, the thing to have done on this trade was to like sold the low 60s and still be holding on. This is a sell level, the 40s now. This is a mid Bollinger Band on a solid down run.
This is interesting news. Trump directing SEC to consider dropping quarterly earnings reports for public companies in favor of twice a year. Where'd you get that from, Donna?
There's a downside coming out yet again.
That might be Barbara.
I had my chance to get in there.
Did you sell that 40, boss?
Oh, well, no, I didn't get a chance to. I'm working the short on S&Ps right now. I'm adding.
Look at this thing go.
Oh, you're laying on the shorts on the S&Ps. Where'd you get in?
38 quarter, half, and now 38.
Oh, well, maybe I should short it too.
Maybe Steven.
Maybe.
Could be right there with you.
Look at Fang stocks. All day Fang's just been weak, just getting
No, crap.
crushed.
Pivot's
Thanks,
37.5 on SPOOs.
When did that thing drop off come off at that after that green candle?
The which?
The second move lower after the green candle.
When? 10 a.m.
So we're selling the pivot coming in from above.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna break here. We're weak. Fang stocks just keep driving lower. Look at Apple. Remember when I said Apple was trading higher? Apple short would have been a good opportunity around 214.80. It's down already 80 cents on Apple. That's a correlation leader right there. I think we want to open up this downside. So if you're long, don't be.
Excellent place.
Oh, peak that inventory at 35. 1022. It's been
There
down
it
a
is.
long time.
We're going to 35, guys. 35 is overnight low. I'm short these 38 quarter average. So let's see if we can get a move down 3 handles. That'd be good. If not, we scratch
Not with scratch.
and we don't get murdered.
God damn
Please
it.
let's not get murdered.
Bob, are you short on equities? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, hold it for a little bit, Bob. We got a potential break coming here.
That's what I'm looking for.
We got them right on the footstool right now. We're just shaking it underneath their legs. Just hold it. It's coming. The sell-off's coming here. Give it a second.
Where we dilly-dally over here.
There's no diddly-daddling. We're going down because I'm short.
Yeah.
Okay,
Talks
we
like
just
a man
punch.
who's- He's talking like a man who's already taken a position.
Yeah. Trading session low right now, 37 even is where we sold off on the open. New session low, guys, downside.
There we go.
You getting paid, Vicky?
Yeah, set through a little chop there.
Yeah, that took a while to get on the right side, but I'm right there with you.
Sold the 38.
Good man. My God, this doesn't happen often.
What is it?
Near a low tick.
On your fill?
Yeah. What is that? Oh, the low tick. 24 traded down there. One of them was mine.
Wow.
You got in on a 24?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
You had that there a long time though, didn't you?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's.
I held it.
There's a downside, guys. Bobby, you're still short. Watch that 35. You got
No,
1,000
good.
down at 35. We're going down
I'm
there.
gonna keep going, guys.
Fang stocks are literally puking in their mouth right now.
That's what
Come
going
on, baby. Let's go.
breakout. Let's go. 55 at these 30s. Nice.
There's going to be more. We're close enough. Watch that 35. If that 1,000 starts canceling, then we got to be out. But right now
Get
they're
out
at
of here, you little heifer.
Oh, heifer.
Hugh.
No, heifer, not Hefner. The worst thing that can happen to me now is that I take 2 ticks of profit.
Good man.
It's a great worst case scenario.
That's a very good, you know what? That's a perfectly acceptable worst case scenario. The worst thing that can happen to me is I make $25 less commission.
Honestly, Steven, that's a great place to be.
And yes, I'm only trading 1 contract on the SPOOs because it's option expiry and it's U.S. equities, and I'm not as confident with SPOOs as I am with oil.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm trading a lot smaller today too because of all that. I'm doing 3 lots on.
I usually trade 1 to 3 contracts in SPOOs. That's it. That's the most I'll do.
See, people think that when things are moving slower, you need to hit more contracts to make your money. That's the exact opposite behavior. When things are slower, you got to slow down your trading too.
Right. It's, you know, when things are fast and you've got good volatility, I don't mind putting on a big position because I can make it fast and get out. But
Exactly.
when it's like we were in that trade yesterday for what, 20 minutes on an equity trade?
Yeah, it was 35 for me, 40
It
minutes.
felt like for freaking ever. I'm in this
I know.
trade, I buy it, it takes it 20 minutes to make, what I make, 2 handles or something like that? It's like, holy crap.
20 minutes? I couldn't even imagine doing that, honestly.
That's amazing.
I was just in for a trade for 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, this is too long.
I'd have been
It is August.
if I'd have had 10 contracts on, I'd have been a freak. I mean, I was almost a freak for 1 contract, but a bunch I'd have been like a nut. Comes at 35.
Watch out. It looks like it's kind of bottomed out a little on this. What's Fang doing?
Comes at 35.
Fang is currently still pushing through the lows. Volume's drying up a little
Volume's
bit.
dropping off on that downside.
36 getting ready to go bid.
36?
You know,
One. Oh, you guys are gunning for that 1100 down there.
We want the 35.
it's accumulating too.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people wanting to buy down there.
I think we tag that level Or damn, that's actually a point away now. 35 is just above the the overnight low. Yeah, I see some more push down on other equities here. Nasdaq looks like it's bottoming out temporarily. It's no good. Gotta break these lows, Nasdaq here, these 31s. Inventory heavier to the downside. Let me run some more downside here. Just a matter of time.
Hey, green help. So that means you're long right now, right?
Green help?
Yeah, the guy on YouTube. Or a lady, I don't know. Can't assume it's a guy.
Where'd you see that? Oh, never mind.
I'll tell you what, brother, you want to do the opposite trades as me? I'll send them to you all day. I need liquidity. I need somebody to be buying where I'm selling.
Huh.
30.
No. It was Trump directing the SEC to consider dropping quarterly earning reports for public companies in favor of twice a year.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned that in the room.
Yeah, you
They
did.
did. They did. Donna.
Oh,
I know.
Donna, quote unquote.
Well, yeah, Donna represents about 10 people in the room. I think.
No.
All right, Steven, this short's run its course, buddy. We're starting to bottom out here. I don't think that 35 is going to come unless we're going to probably go back up to 38.5.
Dude, I got paid at 36.25.
Oh, good man.
I was saying 36, 36, 36, and then I realized I was being a tickhead, so I just took
You
it.
wasn't getting down there. Huh?
I just took it at 36.25.
Smart man.
Man.
What was your
So,
entry?
what's that
39?
from 38? That's one in that's seven ticks.
7 ticks feels like
Yeah.
30 points today.
7 ticks. That's a good
I know,
move.
right?
What are you looking at on oil here? Things kind of dicey on these V's even.
It's
Can't even
gotten
imagine what these look like.
well. No, I mean it told you the market was turning. It told you it was coming down. Downside's right side. This retrace up to these mid 40s was sellable, but I was in an equity trade at the time, and I didn't bring it to anybody's attention. My bad.
I'm just saying it's moving a little slower today.
Well, the V's are moving faster than the U's.
I don't want to know what the U's look like then.
I'm not looking at them since the boss got out of the trade.
What's that, Marky? I didn't. Let's see how this resistance holds out. There's a chop fast, man. Waiting patiently for the next trade opportunity. Maybe a little buy stop run.
Yeah, I think so. Up to like
Do
30.
here 121 sitting at these 42s Nasdaq.
Well, it's a good thing I took that swing trade off, made some money on it, and then it puked.
Mark, you looking at? Here we go. Here we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Here we
There's
go.
that downside. Just as we were talking crap.
It was you, Victoria.
Hey,
It was your talk. It was your smack talk that moved the market.
listen, when one of us talks, it's a collective.
That's true. Hey, you know what? The 26 is the VWAP.
Yep.
All right, oil traders, the V contract has turned decidedly bearish. We are significantly below the technicals. Everything is turned red now. We need to sell dips. I'm sorry. We need to not sell dips. We need to always avoid selling dips. We need to sell rallies. The next sell level is a retrace back to the mid 30s. And
Like that.
if you retrace this to the mid 30s, you should be able to catch a downside back to at least the mid 20s where the VWAP is, but probably into the upper teens. Unless Markey has a contravening liquidity pool that I don't know about.
Look out downside on equities, guys. They have one more chance
I know, right?
to hold these. Yeah, there
It's
you go.
going down.
New low. We're going to that 35.
It teased.
Heard that before.
We're working our way to it. It's
It's
nice
going down,
day.
man. It
It
teased.
did it. It did the
everyone to the
same thing
long side.
yesterday, working its way up to whatever it was, whatever level it was. Remember, it took it like, I think probably 6 rotations to get there that we saw the inventory on the ladder.
Yeah, it took its sweet time yesterday too. Fang stock still plowing lower. Running out of volume though, and look what Facebook just did.
Look at that little buy stop run. Check out those last shorts. I think we pull higher here. We have to crack these low 40s on NASDAQ though. Don't look to buy this unless it cracks the mid 40s, comes back down, consolidates.
Yeah, Apple's starting to get some
Unless you're feeling risky frisky.
frisky. Apple's been stronger all day. It's starting to head up again. Utilities is the strongest sector right now on equities. Utilities are going up, which means we should have some more bearish follow through. Retail's down, financials are down, tech stocks are getting killed.
Who's getting killed? Financials?
No, technology stocks are.
Technology? Oh yeah, NASDAQ's taking a slapping.
Utilities are keep bidding. Stay to the short side here, guys. I'm still full.
I think maybe the 37, even 37 quarter. For
Yeah.
a short, will I get that?
Next time through, I wouldn't short that. We've had a few rotations, right? Look, we've hit this area, rotates up, down, rotate, down, rotate, down. We got to go right now. If we don't
What
go,
am I supposed to do? Hit a bid?
nah, don't hit a bid here.
Drop.
Now wait for like 36.75, 37 quarter.
Well, that's what I just said.
I know, but now at least we broke it.
Like, I was like 37 quarter for short. No, don't do that. Oh, or you could go do 37 quarter.
Honestly, Steven, you should have just sold them 10 minutes ago.
I know, right? What I should have done was I should have just sold the 37 3/4 about 200 ticks ago.
Hey man, if it was that easy, everybody would be trading and a loaf of bread would be $1 million.
Well, that's true because inflation would hit our
Yeah.
economy with all these crazies having money.
Inventory downside.
Another couple 600 bids down, 34, 33 quarter. 35 even is the overnight low on the SPOOs. You got to map that level on your chart. So as we approach there, you might find some support. If we break below the 35 and keep going, huge sell stops are going to get released, downside move. Bob, are you still short?
No, he got out.
$1,400 on the bid. Look out, guys. We're going to sell through here. 1,500 on the bid. And then we pop back up.
It runs some.
Dante's still short. Dante, where are you short from? You short from like the 37, 38s, or you short from the 40s above?
Big inventory downside NASDAQ. Careful. NASDAQ loves to flash the inventory, then just run the stops higher.
Huh.
Or
You know why that is?
we could just clear it right now, which we just did. What the hell's going on here?
Downside, man. Downside is the right side. I got chopped up at the beginning, but now I'm on the trend. It took
Sweet,
a while.
Dante's short from the 40s.
Good
Oh my
job,
God.
buddy.
Way to go, bud. Way to go.
Dante.
Now that the inventory cleared to the, oh, there's more.
Here we go. We're draining this 35 now.
Yeah, trading 35, 900 down there. Let's see what they do. Trading the quarter right now. There we go. 35 goes bid. 35 quarter offer.
Way to be patient, Dante. It's good patience. You're showing good patience and good discipline.
Huge inventory still downside, guys. On NAS coming out here.
I bought one at 35 quarter. Bought back the short. Just gonna start.
Huh. You're getting long?
No, I bought back the short. I'm short the 38.
I wouldn't mind shorting these low 30s. High 20s, low 30s NASDAQ. You want to see some consolidation there, though?
Yesterday we had that. Remember we had that spoof yesterday?
Yeah, that was funny.
That spoof was like 2 ticks above my stop.
We're trying to break these 35s, guys. This is a big level here on the S&P 500. If we break that 35, we're going down a significant amount. We're going down to 23.75. That's the S1. It's not going to happen in one move, but all right. If you're not in on the short, the next level to short it at is even 36.75, 37 even.
Man, I didn't notice NASDAQ hit the S2.
Would you stop?
21.75. Just touched and bounced right off. Damn, kind of wish I knew that.
Right here, Steve-O. That's a nice zone for you.
Let NAS run
36.
these stops before looking for the short. Let it rotate a few times.
Utilities are skyrocketing. Look at this. When the Utes are going up, that usually means more selling is going to come because
The Utes.
The Utes?
When the Utes are moving higher, that's the downside pressure for everything else.
Damn, Mark, you get those mid-30s? Whoa, what the hell? Bro. That doesn't sound like mid-30s to me.
I'm trying to sell one more at 36.75. Yeah, Bill, of course. Bill asked, can I review how I draw these levels on the footprints for short areas? Bill, basically what you want to do is find the level where there's a lot of short traders already. And you can see that's 37.5 because you see sell imbalance, sell imbalance, sell imbalance. If I remove this little zone that I drew it right over these big red candles. See them? That means there's open short positions holding at the POC. And so these shorts are going to want to keep shorting on bounces to that position. If you're short here on average, you're going to keep adding. So this is a good resistance area.
We didn't finish draining those 35s. It's back up to 947.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, let the buy stops run.
We only dipped into it a little bit.
Yeah, let the buy stops run probably before we push lower. There's inventory to the downside.
Starting to get inventory build at 38 even. Is that the level you said to short?
It's 37.5 quarter, but yeah, it could get up
There's
there.
a lot of sellers at 38.
The shorts have to hold this zone that I drew right there. See that? See how beautiful that
crap,
was?
Are you kidding? No,
That
Phil.
pops into that area. That's where the shorts are already open, and they just hammer it right back down. And I added one right at the 75. So I took 3 ticks of heat. Now it's back down.
3 ticks of heat.
Yep.
Here it comes.
And now we got to break out these 35s. If you don't break the 35s, they're going to go up because we've had a lot of shots at this 35.
Well,
They're not afraid of it.
you got inventory moving down the ladder, yeah?
I'm going to scratch the short, guys.
Yeah, that was the last chance, I feel.
Yeah.
Last chance for romance.
I mean, the lesson you could learn there is if you short good levels, you're going to have time to get out before the thing reverses. You even have time to make some profit before it reverses. But if you're getting down near lows and shorting, you're never going to have a chance to win. You got to have good levels to trade good.
Win, 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 win.
Back into our sell area this time, though. You're seeing buying balances there start to form, Bill. You see that 745 buyer? So you're starting to kind of lose the momentum to the downside. It could work, but it gets riskier every time. Every time it trades into a level, it gets riskier and riskier to get in because there's already people ahead of you. And those people, if they're not patient, they're going to start buying. If they're short from here, you had one chance to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're like, screw it. I'm not going to be short anymore. So you're getting in right as they're going to buy it back, which is what's happening. And I could take a 3 tick profit still.
You're not, this isn't the one from like 30 minutes ago, is it?
What time was it? 10:06. Yeah, it is.
Oil traders, if you sold those mid-30s, you really should have taken your profit. If you didn't take your profit, I would set your stop to about the VWAP. So somewhere around 30, 29, 30. The VWAP's at 25, but the price action's almost there. So if you sold the mid-30s and you did not take the 20 cents or almost 20 cents that you could have, I recommend you move your stop to 26. Catch the rest of it or let it stop out and take 7, 8, 9 cents. There's worse things you could do on a day like today.
Yep.
Victoria, these upper 20s are a good sale area for oil on this run.
Upper 20s.
Yep, anything between 28 and 30. A little more aggressive would be, oh, crap, Victoria, just hit a bid. What do you care? All right, Bob, good job, bud. Bob's headed off to the beer hall to celebrate his weekend.
Beer hall? I'd love to hear that.
That's a nice GIF, Bobby boy. Is that gonna be you? You're gonna show it on the
Looks like the Hofbrau house.
Look at this, funny. This is gonna be Bob this weekend.
This is Bob this weekend. Hey, where's Bob? Here he comes.
Oh my god.
Don't drop it.
All for himself.
At least he buys for his friends too. Or at least
Yeah,
I hope
think
that's
he
for
wants all that. Victoria, did you sell those 26s?
Nah, I'm gambling.
later, Bob. Have a good weekend.
When are you going to start like investing and stop gambling?
Buddy.
I'm just saying.
This thing still looks weak. We trade that sell zone one more time and we're pushing lower. Now, Bill, are you still tracking with this, the zone? As long as we stay below 37.5, you know, the short side's still technically the right side. However, you see the buyers trying to put up a fight by pushing this volume higher and higher and higher. So eventually they could push through it. So like I said, if you would have sold 37 quarters, you had one chance to get paid, second chance to scratch. Now the question you got to answer is, am I scratching this or am I going to hold? And I think at this point, I'm going to scratch a short as well.
Hodl.
Don't hodl.
Hodl it, bro.
Hey, buyers are starting to move up the ladder. You got 777 at 35 half.
Yeah, I see that.
That wasn't there before. 620 now at 36. It's getting ready to go up.
I think so too. Or at least take off your short.
You should buy the dip.
Take your shorts off, guys.
Take your shorts off. Boy, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
Predatorial comment of the day.
Guess you getting paid for taking your shorts off, Steven? I think we got some upside here, equities. Could be wrong though.
Victoria's secret.
Revealed yet again. You jotting these down, man?
Man, that's loud.
I know, right? All right, equity's kind of choppy sloppy here.
All right, oil traders. If you're trading the V contract and you sold the mid 20s, the 26, 25, 26, I'm not sure with this price action around the VWAP that you should hold this too long. Actually, I would scratch that short. Scratch +2 and get out of it. Let's give this price action a chance to consolidate.
Watch the 30. Yeah.
Boss, can I show
Please go ahead, brother.
You can show whatever you want.
Wait, did you take your shorts off? Because then I don't want to see.
You know you do, you bad boy. Okay, oil traders, this is what I'm talking about. This
it's on reverse.
purple line here is the VWAP. See how we've been up and up and up, and then these technicals started turning. We called this short of the mid 40s, and it came all the way down into these 20s, and then it's
26
mid 30s, and we called this short again, and it cycled back down to the teens.
Yeah.
Now that it's come back up here,
Uh-huh.
you see how we're working all around this VWAP? You could argue that this is beginning to develop a bottom here, and we're going to start moving. We're going to start moving off, or at least this is the low end of what is probably a 25-cent range. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. See these resistance, or that will be resistance. This will be support.
I'm buying 30 down in 26, Steven. I'm trying to get this thing long right off the
See that
VWAP.
right there? See that support?
Yeah.
So I would not be short in this market is what I'm telling you. I'd actually probably buy the VWAP at 27.
Yeah, I'm down there. I'm waiting for it. I got filled on 3, waiting for 2 more on oil.
Back to you, boss.
We got a inventory upside shaping up here on equities.
As you were talking about that, Steven, I was getting them long. Look, these 30, see the blue arrows here? I was working this area for the pullback. It was, when it was down here, it was a little risky to me, but now with that one up bar and on the rotation down, I think we're headed back up to oil about 48. So I switched.
That's what I'm seeing. I mean, that's the point I was making was it's time to get out of the shorts.
Looks like bullish sentiment here.
We'll get paid on oil.
Technicals looking like they flipped.
I got the 30. If I get it up to 40, I'm happy. 10 cents on oil.
Time at a time.
Yeah,
It
take
comes.
your time.
It comes.
I gotta put 2 for sale up. At
Bouncing right off that VWAP.
I think equities are due for a break higher here.
Did you look at the chart that I had up, boss?
I did. I was looking at it when you were presenting it.
Did you see what was going on where it printed that new high?
Yeah, it was bottoming out, right? And then it started to.
No, where it printed the new high.
Can you show it again?
I'm gonna do it in Discord, yeah.
Okay.
Missed your chance.
Well, I want him to see. I want him to see the thing I need him to work on.
I got a little chopped up on SPOOs. I mean, I'm not down a lot because I'm trading small size, but now I'm making money on oil to pay for my SPOOs habit.
Oh, sounds like me.
Sound like
Yeah.
Steven.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, crude's got the more volatility in it for sure.
Yeah, have a look at that.
All right, let me pull it up here. I'll bring it to the screen so everyone can see as well. Yeah, go ahead. What are you saying?
See where it printed the new high?
65.76?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right
Look
into
at
the
that.
view. Ooh,
Ooh.
that's your proprietary indicator you're working on.
Uh-huh.
Looks clean.
What is it, a view up?
The derivative.
Is it working good, Steven, as you're testing it? Like I know that worked, but
yeah, it's
let's code it.
Sir?
I mean, you've already coded it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm refining. It actually at this moment is just dead on balls on the counter trend at the top. It's not exactly as tight on the counter trend from the bottom.
Right.
It's like a turn indicator.
Please tell me that's water and you're not in the washroom.
No, it's actually coffee because water is for washing. Not drinking.
Water.
Steven only consumes coffee and liquor.
One drinks coffee in the morning, beer in the afternoon, wine at dinner, and whiskey at night. One washes in water.
I could see this thing coming back down to the mid-low 20s.
For sure, back to the VWAP.
Ooh, look at that
Yeah,
huge dump.
Did you get your dime?
I didn't get the dime though.
I thought you got the 25.
I got the 30. So my dime was at 40. I'm sitting to sell 2 at 40, but it hasn't gotten up there. But it's all right. I just bought more off the VWAP. Let's see if we right.
Yeah, it's
I got my full fill here.
She can get a little twitchy.
That's Crudella.
More to trade securities regulatory condition.
There we go on oil.
Meeting on market conditions.
Come on.
Equities downside.
Come on, Cruder. You looking for 40 on a take profit?
Yeah.
You should be fine.
40 and then 44. I have it.
Yeah, let it coil up off that VWAP. You should be fine.
You can see the sell orders up here, 40. I got.
Crudella's a little sluggish today too, to be honest with you.
She is, yeah.
It's not as volatile as it normally is. Maybe because everybody's kind of moving over still.
My first car was a Volkswagen Golf that I put like rims and put all the stupid money into it. And at one point, the engine, there was like sludge from the oil cap. That's what oil feels like today, sludgy.
Yeah. You had a Golf?
I did, yeah.
The most European car.
Volkswagen, it's a GTI, actually, to be more precise. Had some turbies on it. The
They're pretty
turbos.
quick.
Some turbies.
It's quick, not as quick as this one. The fact that it was light made it quicker. Depends on how many people were in the car
Like
with
a
me.
go-kart.
Well, it depends on how many people. Depends on what you had for lunch that day.
Yeah, exactly, and how much.
It went decidedly slower if you were taking the defenseman to practice, right?
Yeah. The defense were in the back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Dante had a Golf too.
The defensemen were in the back. It went a lot slower.
Here's a mid-20 on oil. This got to hold the support. VWAP, right?
Yep. VWAP's at 26.
30's my
Don't
entry.
get crazy Crudella doesn't respect VWAP to the tick. She'll
Yeah.
reserves the right to go a couple of ticks past it just to say that she could tell you so.
She could
Looking
laugh
for
at
a
you.
break here, lower on equities.
1,096 back at 35. There've been buyers at 35 all day long.
And not getting filled.
What are you buying or selling?
On equities, nothing right now. I got this oil trade going.
Would have been a nice short off that open on Spoos, huh?
That's what I was about to actually draw in here. Look at this, guys. So I took my eyes off it for a second, but if you go to the left, look at this yellow box. If we extend it out, what was this yellow box? You guys remember? It's the open, 39 quarter. Where does it go to on the way up? Like literally to the stinking tick, 39 quarter, and it rolls back off that level. So that's why you got to mark your opens, overnight lows, overnight high, previous day session, high and low.
You've been able to sell that open all day, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been working good. I sold a little bit below it, covered my trade, made some money. So here's what I did. If you guys look at the screen, I shorted a little bit, took it off, shorted some more, shorted, picked up the 35s, got paid on half here, scratched the rest up here. So slightly green trade. Equities right now, I have one loser, 3 scratches, and 1 winner. So I'm pretty much neutral. I haven't made any money on Spoos. I gotta be honest about that. It's been tough for me today on Spoos, so I flipped oil. It's been a choppy day. Today I'm happy that I'm not down. That's the biggest thing, is that I'm not down. I might not have made any money, but the market opportunities few and far in between the weights.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a chop fest. You get convinced on something that rotates a bunch, then just runs. You're left holding the bag.
Yeah, I see that, Marky. It's not good for a long.
Downside break coming out here, equities.
All equities or just your equities?
I think all equities are going to make a push lower. Those 35s, man, finally they're going to get taken out on.
Oh, so I should just hit a bid?
Lows on crude.
I don't advise
Crude puke.
anything, so do as you will.
Now she'll get you to stop out, and then she'll turn around and run up to 45, boss.
Session lows.
I know.
Huh?
I'm not gonna stop out there. Hits a new low. I'm still.
I've seen her do it. I've seen her do it. 16s are good support though.
Just imagine that YouTube video.
Huh?
Not the YouTube, the Instagram.
Instagram video.
Yeah,
There should be some support down here. Ah!
yeah.
I actually had a good day on Spoos so far.
We're the inverse today.
Well, no, I made money on oil too.
Oh, good job.
It's a big FU.
No.
That's all good.
Come on, Vittorio. What's the matter with you?
I'm happy when you guys make money.
No, I know. I just wanted to stir the pot a little.
Eh.
Nothing.
That was a weak attempt. You got to get a bigger spoon to stir with.
We're on YouTube, man. I can't bring it all out.
Equities don't look that bearish anymore, man. I think equities are looking to turn, break this open.
Yeah, that was a little sell stop run we had there. Didn't really flood that low.
Obrador Lopez saying that possibility of turning a new airport into concession remains open.
We can do one of three things here, guys. And take a guess as to what they are.
Up, down, or sideways?
You're right.
You're on mute.
Crickets. That's all I said.
Have a look at Discord.
When you trade corn futures once.
Yes. Trading or no.
Yeah.
Howdy, ma'am. Howdy.
Howdy, man.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm a corn trader.
That's what Steven feels like, eh?
Dwayne's long corn. It's a corny trade, Dwayne. Hey guys, and get some water.
Dwayne, do you really do softs? Are you a softs trader?
Who isn't? YouTube's kind of delayed, eh?
Oh, the actual fields of corn.
Security clearances again, saying that on the security clearance issue, special counsel Mueller has a lot of conflicts as well.
So,
Yeah.
what's the open on Spoos?
From declining to Manafort
39 quarter.
which is wrapping up in possible hard.
We're gonna short the open again.
Careful, Nasdaq looks like it wants to pull a higher.
Trump saying that the Manafort trial is sad and says Manafort is a very good person.
Did you hear that?
Oh,
Trump said the Manafort trial is sad and that he's a good person.
Manafort's a good person.
Excellent. Thank you for the news.
31 offshore accounts, $60 million, no tax.
Damn, goals.
All right, equities are going to rally back to the open. Nice long area potentially on equities is if you want to take a breakout trade here, you could do it. There's buy stops above. You know the rules for the breakout trade. Take out the checklist. You got to scratch.
What's your level?
If we go get, I'm drawing right now.
Breakout at what?
The open.
Yeah.
Inventory
Talk
upside. Nasdaq.
fast.
Breakout now. You can lift an offer. 39 quarter. Or you could wait for the
huge
pullback.
Inventory upside here, Nasdaq. It's gonna go.
Pull back to the open, Steven. Here's your level.
Come on, it's going easy.
That's 39 quarter, isn't it?
Yeah. Now we're moving the buy level higher, and that's good. We broke out of the open. Usually when you break the open, remember the lesson you learned earlier, it'll go one side, come back, and then go
And
all through.
let's talk about what time it is and why this might be reversing.
Yeah, that's a good point. The first 60 minutes of a trading session is usually one side. So you see downside here in equities, and then around 10:30, equities start to reverse. So if you look at the first hour, usually it'll reverse the first hour momentum, especially in the summer, 1 hour into the session. So you can see this first white candle that reversed it was 10:30. I'm not saying that you buy it there, but I'm saying start looking for the reversal at 10:30 and then buy dips if it's a down day. If it's an up day, start looking for the reversal at 10:30 to catch some downside move.
This breakout's kind of losing some steam here on Nas. It's got to break these 40s, 40 halves.
Ooh. Yeah, I got stung by the vape.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. The boss is hitting the TC.
I wouldn't, Marky. I mean, you could, but we've had how much? What was the open of the crude session? We opened 65.61. We traded down 60 cents. Here, let me bring this screen up here for you guys. I'll bring it down. Crude's kind of hit. What did we hit on crude? We didn't really hit the S1, did we? Or the pivot. We didn't even go down near the pivot. So like right into this level, these 86s are probably good support.
Wait,
Yeah, Mark.
wait a second. The numbers we called this morning were on the U. The pivot on the V is at 64.67. We're trading right around R1. R1 is 65.12.
23.
R2 is 65.40.
Okay, see.
Wait, what?
80,
Oh, I'm looking at the U's, that's why.
yeah, 84 is a good point of control. So yeah, Mark, you could try it down to 84. You could short it here in these low to upper 20s, low to mid 20s.
That breakout failed. Fake yo breakout. This was not summer markets. We'd be trading 10 points higher.
You'd be trading 10 contracts too.
It's a good point. Inventory coming out downside now. Failed to clear the inventory to the upside. Topped out.
So it's coming back to the open, Spoos.
Yep, we're right at the open now.
What's it going to do? Go up or down?
I think 38.
That's a good question.
Problem is the inventory is kind of dried up to both sides. You got 625 at 47.
It looks like a very balanced ladder, quite frankly.
It does, and we're trading right at the open, kind of sideways drift.
Yeah, so it's like if you bought the open or sold the open, you're right back at square one.
Exactly.
It's an option expiry Friday, right? You can't really press too much.
And it's summer. It's not just option expiry, it's August auction expiry.
Yeah,
everyone's on vacation.
It's kind of crap.
It's like nobody cares.
I know a spread trader that takes a whole month of August off.
Yeah, I believe it.
He goes, travels.
If you trade well between January and July, you should be able to take August off.
You should be able to take the rest of the year off.
Well, yeah, but then what are you going to do?
Especially this year's been good.
But then what are you going to do with yourself?
That's true. If you're a single guy, it would make sense.
Chop it. Still waiting for that breakout. Will I get it? Nobody knows.
Should be able to take.
You say that?
No.
Sounded like your voice, no?
I think it was yours.
That was my voice? It's fine up. Correlation's turning lower here.
Fang stocks sold off on low volume.
Low volume.
Yeah, Fang stocks sold off on low volume. They're trying a new low here. Google, actually Netflix is the weakest. Apple back to highs. Apple's on session highs. Oh,
Is
it's yeah, it's clearly
Apple is?
yeah.
I thought we were shorting Apple.
We did. That would have worked already, and then a reverse. So let me show you.
What's Facebook doing?
Yeah, Facebook is still on lows.
Excellent.
There it is. You can see here. These are all the other Fang stocks. Apple's all the way up there. Back on the strength side. But as you're seeing the sell-off in Fang, you're seeing a decline in volume on this drop. Typically, that means you're getting close to the bottom. So I would not be looking for shorts here in equities.
Well, oil traders, we're coming back to the VWAP, and the trends are solidly down. On the pure technicals, this is a sell zone. I have to tell you, I'm a little suspicious about the way the chart looks. I'm not sure. If you want to sell this, that's fine. You're good on the technicals, but I would definitely recommend you treat it as a counter trend fade and do a small size with a tight stop. But I wouldn't get long here for sure. Not yet. It's got to break into the mid-30s before it's going to show a trend reversal.
Here goes S&P. Think it's getting ready for move up. Like we said, it broke the open. Remember we talked about breaks the open. Buy stops.
Where's it going to? I see no inventory up there.
I know, but hey.
I mean, the biggest number is 634 on the whole ladder.
Nice. I know. It's a slower day. I think
Summer trading.
S&P could head up to 42 half. That's the top end of this move. If you bought anywhere of the rotation to the open, I didn't get it because I'm focusing on all, but if you bought anywhere of this rotation, the green box that we drew, you have a chance for it to go. I wouldn't say you're ready to celebrate yet, but you're on the right side.
Where are you going to set your take profit at?
42,
42.
41.75, 42.
42 half is a nice resistance. I think we're coming into a breakout here now.
So what are you thinking of break up for a couple handles?
Yeah, you could do it. Yeah.
Inventory upside NASDAQ looking like it wants to break out.
Victoria, there's almost excitement in your voice.
Getting there. Oh, and then it fails.
Then it pukes.
Classic. Margin call.
Oh, great. Trump's talking.
What do you say?
Get your hover over the flatten button.
Man, what is he talking about?
I don't know. He's departing the White House en route to a New York roundtable event, and he's just talking about revoking the security clearance for Brennan. There's no telling what this guy could say and how the market could take it.
Markets drop.
Starting to get inventory build at 40.75 to 7.29.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Maybe buy the opening in?
Yep. 39 quarter levels a good area. As long as we stay in this green zone, we're pretty safe. But if we start breaking below 38s, this thing's going to sell again. And then, like you said, Trump's kind of the unknown right now.
Well, I know. It's like, to be honest with you, I'm not going to trade while he's talking.
Speaking of Trump, when are midterms?
November.
November is when you're talking about our elections?
Yeah.
Yeah, in November.
November?
What
Yeah.
are your midterms?
My midterms? Around the
Oh,
same
you're talking
time.
about your midterms at school.
No. I'm talking about the elections.
The elections are the second Tuesday in November.
That should bring some nice volatility into
Oh, yeah.
markets.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
That's a
Oh,
nice
I don't
thing.
know if I'm strong right here.
If
What do
what?
you think? I said, I don't know if long is strong right here.
Long is not strong in equities here.
It looks like it wants to go down.
That
And I
one.
think you are correct. That breakout failed on NASDAQ one too many times.
We're just hanging around the open, guys. Give it a second.
Well, I
I don't think-
understand, but it's like, well, should we buy the open or sell the open?
Neither. Should watch it.
Well, again, if I didn't have President Trump talking on the screen over here, I might be trying to trade.
Does your TOS feed like a live stream?
Yeah, it feeds CNBC.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when you share your screen, there's like a little video playing on like the
Yeah,
left corner.
that's CNBC,
Okay.
and it's live. It's not on the 20-second delay.
Ooh,
I think this could be a good long in equities.
Where
careful.
now?
Wow. What's the careful about?
Trump's
NASDAQ looks
talking,
very
dude.
bottomy.
You want to take a position?
I just don't like how NASDAQ's shaping out, creating lower highs, lower lows.
All right, fair. So should we make an orange box then? If you guys.
Yeah, that's what it's in equities. It's an orange box. All right, oil traders. We just had like a fail at the lower 30s for a strong uptrend. It needed to break 36, and it did not. It didn't even come close, and so now we're coming back down. So honestly, we're really a bit in no person's land here. A high risk trade would be to get long in the mid-teens.
Just what I'm looking for.
You could be very well catching a falling knife, or it could be brilliant. I'll tell you when the right side of the screen displays. But at this moment, I think if you're a smart oil trader, you're going to wait and see what the next low that forms. If it's at 03 or higher, you can justify a long. If it punches down below 65 even, you're still on a strongly bearish trend. But right now, this is really, really no man's land because it could literally go either way, and there's no way of telling which way it has a high probability of doing.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's just slowly forming a bottom reversal. If we
Yeah.
had a faster day, we would have been way further ahead in this pattern. But right now,
Yeah, it's just kind of meandering. It's just going so slow.
Volume on NAS here is just dying out. What about SPOOs?
yeah, volume's
Dying.
that too. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of folks doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's option expiration Friday in August. Might be a good day to say, hey, I'm green in oil. I'm green in equities. I haven't made all the money I wanted to, but I'm green, and so I'm done.
Stan, that's a pretty good way to cap it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still in one position, last one here, but I'm long equities. I was looking for this green box that I drew right around the open, and I'm gonna play this one out and then probably call it a day too. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, and YouTube's here, and this is a good opportunity to talk about this. If you ever go to a trading room and every day the person hosting it is green, something's going on. And today, told you guys right off the bat, it's gonna be a slower day that you trade quicker with lower contracts. If you're usually trading 6, you should be trading 2, So I was trading 3 lots today, and that 3 lots kept me from losing a ton of money. And right now I'm break even on SPOOs, break even on oil. So I literally all day haven't made money, but now I'm making money. Now the long side's coming up. So
Victoria, make sure Reese does not hear this broadcast.
Yeah.
don't worry, buddy. Reese is still spending $19.99 money. We good.
Looking like we want to break out here. Equities.
Because if you're smart, you can fall in love with a rich one as easy as you can a poor one, right?
That's funny.
There's nothing wrong with a wife that brings in $250,000 a year, right?
Nothing wrong with that at all, buddy.
Fantastic. Makes my job easier.
You have a wife?
A few.
Oh, that's right.
Persia, come on.
Persian prince rules.
Of course.
All right. Anyone that was long in the green box we had, you might get a chance to get paid. We came back in. Look, we broke through the open, come back in, retest the open. I'm seeing some bids, and I'm seeing equity wanting to get up to around that 42 marker. Everything's moving up right now. All markets are correlated positive. You're going to get a run. We just got to break this 41. So I'll stick with you guys to the end of this trade, then we'll call it a broadcast. YouTube, how did you enjoy today's session? Lance, what about you? You're here still. I see a lot of you are still here. One person disliked it. That's great. There's got to be haters. My mom told me if there's no haters, you're not doing the right thing. That's the person's money we're taking. Just kidding. But yeah, you guys. Thanks, Jan. Yanis is here again. Yeah, you guys remember Yanis?
Giannis.
He's back.
Giannis.
Thank you, Naren. What I showed you guys today, if you wanna recap this webinar with one sentence, I would say I taught you. Steven, you asked at the begin with scratching trades. I taught you how to be wrong and not lose money. Because this morning I was wrong on the downside, then I was wrong on the upside, and then finally I caught the downside move. Now finally I'm catching the upside. And when we talk in our morning market updates on YouTube and we say things like, look, we're going to start to the downside, and then if things show us bullish, we're going to reverse. That's what we mean. We're not carrying a bias, because there's two ways to trade. One is you're trading to be right. One is you're trading to be profitable, and you'll never be profitable if you're trying to be right. That's just, it feels like common knowledge, but it's not.
Well, common sense isn't that common.
Yeah, it ain't all that common. Okay, one last thing I'm going to say. We got some really big changes coming on September 2nd for everyone on YouTube. We're redoing our package, our pricing and our packages and how they're offered. And there's a really big, exciting opportunity for everybody that's doing it. But we're also increasing price on September 3rd. So if you guys want to join us, now is the perfect time to do it. We just launched the Forex course as well, so you get access to that. And you get to lock in the price. You get grandfathered. And I can tell you guys that the community aspect's the best thing that we bring to the table. That being said, you also have 14 days money back. So the person that disliked the YouTube video, I still like you.
Haters gonna hate, brother.
What's that?
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, absolutely. The one person that disliked it, I would tell you this: come check it out for 2 weeks, and if you still dislike it, we'll give your money back. It's 14-day money back guarantee. I don't even ask you questions. If you don't like being here, that's fine. It's okay. It's just okay to agree to disagree, right? And so
I love being here.
I love you being here, Steven.
This is awesome. This is the best room on the internet. I'm telling you, this is the best trading room. The only thing that would be better than what you have right now, and here's an unsolicited testimonial, YouTube. Only thing that would be better is if you got in a room with other people that were as cool as our trade pros and were with them physically. But barring that, doing this room is absolutely the way to go. It's the best thing since sliced bread.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. You're a big part of the reason why too. We all are. Everyone in this room is as dedicated. Anyways, guys, much appreciation and love to all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Mark, thanks, pal. Thank you to everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to leave it up on YouTube so you can watch the replay. I'm going to cut the first 30 minutes out because it's a black screen. Yeah, because I started the so Donna can have the link. You guys have a great weekend. Steven, you want to do your sign off?
Yep, oil traders, we've come back to the VWAP. We did not get down to our failure zone, so oil market is probably turning to go profitable. I will advise you that the rig count's coming up, and so you need to treat that as a news trade. If you don't have a news wire service, you need to not be trading oil this afternoon when the rig count comes out. If you do have a news service, then you probably already know how to trade it. Technicals are still bearish and will remain so until this price action gets back up into the mid 30s to 40s. That'll be your signal to buy dips. Until then, you should be selling rallies or treat everything as counter trend, small positions, short stops, fast take profits. Just don't get chopped up in this because it's easy to do. Boss, Victoria, as always, it's a wonderful time. Great week, great green week. We'll pick it up on Monday and do it again. Ciao. Ciao.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephen.
And thanks for everything this week. We'll see you on Monday.
I'll cap this webinar off by saying this. It's option expiry today. And you guys already have seen what that means. It's very choppy. And by chop, we mean it kind of goes up, down. It's slow. The market's slow. And so just treat it as slow. Don't look for these big, massive moves. Get paid. You know, honor your stops. Have your risk reward strategies down. You can see my stop is sitting at 37.75. And I'm thinking that pink line here, this is a stop that's set. This is the long. So I'm pretty much up 2 or 3 ticks. Seeing how this rally holds out. All right, I think the upside is the right side. If we could take out the 41, we're going to run up to about 44, 45. That's the next resistance. That 45 quarters yesterday's closing level. So if you're bullish, and you should be at this point, it's too late to be bearish, too late to be selling. You could try the upside. We should get it to about 45 quarter, and then we could just sit in a range between 45 and 37. If we sit in an 8-point range, great. It's a money maker. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Want to wish you guys an amazing weekend. Everyone on YouTube, all of our TradePro family members, amazing time with you and your families. We work hard. Let's relax and play hard too. There goes the upside. Let's see how this bullish trade works out. See you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in. YouTube, thank you as well. Thanks, Bobo. Lance, you too, brother. You have yourself a great weekend. Thanks for asking great questions today. And I'll catch you guys next time. Over and out. See you guys Monday morning at 9 a.m. Ciao. Elite members, I'm going to punch into that room potentially this afternoon. You guys are going to hear a lot of updates of what we're doing for you soon. And I encourage you to go there and trade with one another. Okay, guys, take care. Bye. I'm going to shut up. See ya.